to presidential politics and my conversations with two candidates who want your vote. Up first, Green Party nominee Dr. Jill Stein. She has 4% support in the latest NBC poll. She'll need 15% in 5 national polls to actually get to the national debates. She and I took the stage earlier this month at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas at the 2016 presidential election forum held by the Asian American Journalists Association and Pacific Islander American Vote. I began by having Dr. Stein explain what the Green Party is and what it stands for.
I'm the one candidate that does not take money from corporations, from lobbyists, or from super PACs. The Green Party is the one party that can stand up for people, planet, and peace over profit and the future that we deserve. We need jobs, we need living wages, we have a whole generation of young people who are locked in student debt. We need to bail out the students. We bailed out the guys on Wall Street. How about we bail out a generation of young people? What I'm calling for now is a wartime scale mobilization. But this is one that brings us together all around the world. We're not fighting each other. In fact, we've got to stop fighting each other so that we can start fighting our true greatest common enemy and common threat, which is actually climate change.
How are you going to do this? This could take decades.
So I think the key thing here is to have a national leader who's actually telling the truth about, number one, the true emergency of the climate and the threat that it imposes, especially on low-lying nations and coastal population centers.
Sure.
But in addition, we need to tell the truth that we can actually do this by creating jobs.
What's your favorite green technology?
Gosh, you know, you could, all of them, but especially
pick one. Just give me
solar.
one. Give me one.
Solar.
Well, what kind of solar?
Solar cells on your roof or over your garage that enable you to charge up your car.
Why not wind? Wind's kind of cool.
Wind is awesome. Well, it's hard to put a wind tower in your own backyard.
Yeah.
But you can solarize your own home and go off the grid. And I'm calling for the financing that will make it possible for every community and every home and every rental apartment to go solar. You shouldn't have to have thousands of dollars in your bank account to afford that upfront cost.
I'm curious to hear the Green Party's stance on immigration reform. What are your thoughts on that?
Great, thank you for asking. So we've really been ahead of the curve on immigration reform. We support a welcoming path to citizenship and celebrating the immigrant members of our society. We are a nation of immigrants. One of the most powerful things we can do to stop the crisis of immigration is to stop causing it in the first place through misguided economic policies, misguided trade policies, and the war on drugs as well, that do so much to destabilize other economies and other societies and force people to become refugees in order to have the security, the stability, and the opportunities that they deserve. We're all part of a human family. In my view, we are connected to each other through our communities, our cultures, through our nations, and as one people on one small boat, which is planet Earth. And I think the immigrant community knows better than anyone else what it means to truly be a global citizen. And to me, within that framework, we are all part of the same human family, striving for human rights, for democracy, and for justice. We can solve these problems, but they won't be solved, unfortunately, by political parties that are funded by the big banks, by the fossil fuel giants, by the war profiteers, by the insurance companies. We need a politics of integrity.
Green Party nominee Dr. Jill Stein there.